said, right? Parikh.
Hmm?
Sam Parikh said he's long SanDisk and Micron, both trading above 1,000 a share. What is the actual approach for trading options on a stock that expensive? The premiums alone are insane.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, first of all, I would say risk defined is the number one
right.
answer. However you do it, it should be risk
So
defined.
I'm going to extrapolate a little bit here because I'm assuming that he says he's trading hundreds of options, so he's going out and buying hundreds of options to get long. So he's buying out of the money calls in the nearer term. The nearer term keeps him pretty cheap. But what I was going to say is, in a lot of times, if I'm long these, I'm actually long Micron and SanDisk. I always have wrapped around the at the money call spread, so I can see, and I've been following it up. So that's something you can take and say, I want to be bullish something, wrap it around the at the monies. You're going to pay 50% the width of the strikes, and you will hold a bullish position. So I'm not going that far up. I would be right around the at the monies.
Yeah. I mean, yeah,
So he's going out and buying premium that's very inexpensive by the 100 lot. But me, for what I'm doing for my baby
it's not
baby
that
account,
inexpensive. I mean,
no, but it's inexpensive. It's inexpensive for a $2,000 product.
yes,
So
yes,
you have to like you have to take it from percentage
right.
wise. You don't want to go out and buy a $2,000 product. So these calls are relatively inexpensive comparatively.
Yeah, right here, right now, 10% move basically. Like if you bought the 1,200 strike, right? That's $1,200, and so yeah, that's to Liz's point. That's way cheaper than buying shares, of course. But even then, like we said, risk defined. He's buying calls, right? He knows exactly how much he's risking.
Yep.
You can argue whether it's expensive or not, but that's what he's doing. I think that's the easiest way to do it is just whatever your strategy is, risk defined. Whether it's iron condor, whether it's buying calls, whether it's buying call spreads, buying put spreads, selling put spreads, selling call spreads, again,
Right.
spreads, even calendars, right? But
Yeah.
it is
Calendar
expensive.
defined risk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Calendar defined risk. So it's pretty interesting though, talking to people like that, because I'm a premium seller. And it's funny because he's talking about premiums from the exact opposite end, right? He's talking about buying. I'm a premium seller, but I do shoot my shot sometimes. That I will go out and take shots and things like that. But I'm doing it in a different way. Like I said, in Intel, I've had a zero extrinsic back ratio. So I'm not paying any extrinsic value and I'm chasing this thing all the way up. So there is a smart way to use options to create a bullish or bearish portfolio.
Totally agree. And I'm obviously one of the people on the network that is like that too. Like I'll take shots for sure. People know me for that. And buying premium. I don't just sell. And I would much rather do it in a name like Intel than a name like a Micron. Or
Yeah.
much rather do it in something like even Marvell. I mean, honestly, I don't trade. Once they get to that point where not only you're $1,000, but the vol is high, it's really hard to trade those names, honestly.
Oh, it's very hard to trade those
SanDisk,
names.
Sticks, WDC, etc. Let's
Yeah.
move on to the next question.
Okay, SpaceX is above 200 pre-market, up 50% from its IPO in less than a week with zero historical IV. If you were putting on a trade in SPCX today, are you buying that premium or selling it? Well, you can't sell it because it's cash settled, cash secured. You can't just go out and sell naked options in this. That's too expensive.
Well, you could sell. I mean, but you could still sell something, right? Like you could sell, Iron Condor if you want. Am I selling that? I don't think so, honestly, right now. Mhm. What's it?
No,
What's? Let me
no.
hold on. You know what? I forgot to really do this. What's just the implied vol itself? Yeah, it's 100. We said that it's going to be 100
Yeah,
plus. And your
100.
guide to that was ASTS and Rocket Lab, and those are 100 something vol. This is July. This is 135 vol at the money.
Right, at the money. What
Base
is
is
the two?
expensive. That's all I know.
Can
Base
we
is
see? Can I
expensive.
see the 2-day implied volatility? What is the implied volatility there?
Worse.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so I don't think people realize this. When you're running out of time, they have to have some implied volatility in there because that's the only way to get any type of pricing in those options. You're looking at a way out of the money option, and the only way to have any type of premium in it is by jacking that implied volatility.
Yeah, you can't even sell this, man.
Nope. Mm-mm. So
$15
that being
wide.
said, with this, I do thoroughly enjoy options, but I like to wait until things shake out a little bit too before I'm actually selling the premium around it. And as a matter of fact, in my I used to talk about this with Jenny all the time. I have a 3-day rule. I like things to shake out for 3 days. This is new. Did I dabble? Yes. Did I buy a call spread? Yes. I'm sorry. Did I buy a put spread? Yes. Am I losing on it? Yes. But I'm going to wait
For
truly
smiles
for
and
the 3 days.
giggles, we're going to buy one.
Yes.
We bought one, the
There you go.
250 strike for $5.45.
There you go.
Smiles and giggles.
2 days.
Here we go.
2
2 days.
days.
We'll see what happens here.
Yeah,
200 vol I
and
just bought.
our guest from earlier, Sam, would probably be buying that by the bucket load, right? Like he's not a 1 or 2 lot trader. He's buying that by the bucket load.
Oh, he bought 5,000 of these. That's him right there on the
I bet
tape.
you're right. Yeah,
Let's
someone
go to the
did.
next question.
Okay, AMD is back to 547 2 days after a 10% sell off. Is that a dead cat bounce or are chips genuinely back? And does it even matter which one if it is if you're trading options? I don't
Well,
I
I
think
mean, I
it's a
think they're genuinely back. I mean, I don't think there's any question, especially after yesterday.
they're back across the board and they're back with a vengeance.
Yeah. I know it's going to be a fascinating summer. A lot of times we always talk about how summer's kind of dead and there's not a whole lot of trading going on, but I don't get the feeling that that's the case here. It wasn't like that last summer. I don't feel like that was like that the summer before. I mean, man, I mean, summers have been active.
I don't think it's been like that since COVID.
Right.
Right? So after COVID, I think we never really got the dull summer where the vol goes back to like 8 or 9, right? So that's what you used to see is it's like watching paint dry in the summers because you've got the volatility that is so low. Since COVID, I don't think we've had that low of a print. I mean, where is the VIX right now? And that's truly a tell. I bet it's in the 16 handle, right?
Yeah.
We're in the 15 handle. So
15 handle right now. Yeah.
we
That was
just
actually
crossed
one of
into
the things I want to do. I do want to buy a VIX mini future, but I want to wait until after Wednesday.
after. Okay, so you're waiting until after the first meeting on
That's my
Wednesday,
next thing. So I have the super bear spread in the SPX. My next thing is to buy the VIX future after Wednesday.
but you don't
Nothing
want to buy it
shakes out.
before.
Well, I don't need two negative things, really. I mean, if one's not even working yet. What's the point of, piling on? That's the thing. People pile in. See, again, patience, Liz. I'm telling you, man.
That's what I don't have. I would be like, now, how about now? This SPX didn't work. I'm getting the VIX futures.
I used to be like that. Not anymore. Not anymore. So yeah, AMD, I don't know, man. I think the semis are back, and I think they're gonna. I mean, this is actually what you want to see after a sell-off, bounce back, and then you have a day of breather.